My name's Nicole. I'm a math teacher, and I'm going to give you some examples on how to use the order of operations. If you want a more in-depth discussion on how the order of operations works, check out my other YouTube video. Alright, here's our first problem. Work those exponents inside the parentheses first. Here and here. A couple of 2's times does a 4. 4 2's times together is 16. Okay, so a little more math to do before we finish up these parentheses. Do a little addition and subtraction. Here and here. Once we're done with this addition and subtraction, we can lift the parentheses. So 3 and 4 is a 7, 16 take away 8 is 8. This minus sign is this minus sign right here. Okay, so now we're left with our brackets. Next thing we're going to do is subtract. So 7 take away 8, negative 1. Okay. Last thing we have to do is a division problem. So we got a positive number divided by a negative 1, positive 10 divided by negative 1, negative 10. Grouping symbol problem. Every single one is here. Parentheses first, bracket second, pretty lady braces third. Okay? Start here. I get to take these parentheses away on account of the answer was positive. If it was negative, I would have kept those parentheses. So now I got some subtraction in the bracket, so I'm going to do that next. Okay, this is going to be a positive answer, so I'm going to take the brackets away. This minus sign is this minus sign. So we got times, subtract, and exponents left to do. We're going to subtract first on account of that subtraction is inside the braces. Okay? Exponents before you multiply. Okay, this says take 3 3's and times them. So when you time 3 3's, it's 27. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is do some times and call it an 81. No grouping symbols, so wherever we got exponents, we're going to take care of those first. This minus sign right here. Okay, now we got to multiply and divide from left to right. If divide comes first, you do divide first. If multiply comes first, multiply first. So in this case, we're going to divide before we multiply. So I'm going to take care of this. Well, just watch. I'm going to take care of this first, and then this. And that too, while we're at it. Okay. So 8 plus, this is this. Okay, 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 25. Negative times a positive, negative 18 minus 7. Okay, I'm going to say this again. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is that 6 right there. Okay? So, oh, right, we're going to add and subtract from left to right now. So 8 plus 6 is 14, plus another 4 is 18. I foretell a problem. Okay, 25. Take away 18 is 7. Okay, take away another 7, 0. Problem. Uh-oh. Okay, so here's the deal with this right here. Okay, the answer to this problem is officially undefined, so I'll write that down. So I'd reckon that nobody bothered to explain to you what undefined meant, so I'm going to do it now. Okay? So I'm going to make up a math problem, and we're going to get ourselves out of it. So I'm going to say 14 divided by 7. All right? 14 divided by 7. So I'm going to write that another way. 14 divided by 7, you know the answer to that is 2. The thing is with math, every operation that you get yourself into, you can get yourself out of. So I'm going to get myself out of this. I'm going to say 2 times 7 equals 14. Okay? So what I got myself into, I got myself out of. All right, so let's take the answer to this problem. 18 over 0. Which really means 18 divided by 0 equals, I don't know what. The reason I don't know what is because I can't figure out for the life of me what I can multiply 0 by to equal 18. So that is the reason the 18 divided by 0 is undefined. Work the math inside the parentheses. Okay, 12 minus 9 is 3. All that's going to be squared. Okay. 3 squared is 9. This minus sign is this minus sign. This exponent only belongs to this 4 right here for 16. Okay, so next we're going to take care of this subtraction problem right here. Okay, 9 take away 16 is negative 7. Okay, so now we're going to take care of these exponents. This one and that one. 3 squared is 9. This minus sign is this minus sign right here. On account of an exponent only belongs to what it's directly attached to. So 3 squared is 9. Okay, so I'm going to take care of this times problem and this times problem and this actually addition problem and move the answers up here. Okay, so 3 times 9 is 27 over negative 9. 2 times this minus sign is this minus sign. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. So over. This is 4 minus negative 2. Subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. Whenever you're subtracting signed numbers, sometimes it's easier to add them. So here's the trick. You can take any subtraction problem, change it into an addition problem, so long as you take whatever sign is attached to the number and flip it. If it's positive, you make it negative. If it's negative, you make it positive. So now I got 4 plus 2 for a 6. Okay? So I'm going to write on this a little bit and move everything up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to simplify some fractions to see if we can make the numbers smaller for when we have to deal with this minus sign right here. Okay, so fraction is just nothing more than a division problem. So I've got 27 divided by 9, which happens to be negative, so negative 3, right? Positive divided by negative is negative. So that's this negative 3 right here. This one, I got a 14 and a 6. Both of those can have a 2 divided out of them, so I'm going to divide a 2 out of the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so negative 14 divided by 2 is negative 7. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So okay, this is super awkward looking. I got a negative 3, take away a negative 7/3. So I'm going to do a couple of things. The first thing is I'm going to make this a real addition or subtraction problem of fractions. So underneath every whole number is an invisible 1. So make it visible. So this negative 3 over 1 is this negative 3 over 1 here. Okay, so here I got a negative and another negative. So if you got a negative stuck on a parentheses, what that really means is you got a little tiny times problem here. So make that negative 1 visible. So I got a negative 1 times a negative 7/3 for a positive 7/3. Because a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay? So just like we did on the last problem, in order to add or subtract these fractions, we got to make these two denominators match. So I happen to know that the smallest number that divides by 3 and by 1 is 3. So this is going to remain the same. I'm going to change this 1 into a 3 by timesing. Whatever you do to the bottom of a fraction, you got to do the top. So I got negative 3 times 3 for, woo! So I got a negative 3 times 3 for negative 9, 1 times 3 for 3. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we put a little bit of effort into this 3. So we're going to keep it for a while. Then we're going to take the negative 9 and add a 7. So it leaves you with a final answer of negative 2/3. You can make that look a little prettier.